And we're on. Welcome to podcast episode 90 of Robodope Boxing, where the 2 days bring you a recap, an immediate recap, if you like. Well, about 12 hours ago now, of Usyk versus Fury Part 2. I sound very slow this morning, ladies and gentlemen. You probably think I sound slow anyway, but I was at work last night, and this is proper commitment. This is real commitment. So I was sprung on me that I've got to go out this afternoon. We plan to do this about 3 o'clock. If you listen to our last episode on Thursday, we were going to jump in and have a good review of it. It's going to be our last one of the year. Obviously, I can't do that now, but I've had to stay awake, been at work all night, caught all the boxing. I'm hanging. I'm normally hanging from beer. I'm hanging from tiredness. But as I just said, commitment comes first, boxing comes first, unifications come first. So we thought we'd bring you a recap of everything we saw last night, and then we'll end with the prediction league, and then I'm going to bed. And I don't know what you're doing, brother, because you was out in the piss as well last night, weren't you?
No, I wasn't out in the piss. And let me correct you. I can tell you're tired, and bless you, mate. You work very hard. But it's episode 91.
There you go. Thanks, brother. Welcome to podcast episode 91, ladies and gentlemen.
And I didn't go on the piss last night. I went on the piss the night before. So I was fresh. I watched every single fight of the card. Went to bed about 12:30. And we spoke before we come on there. Up bright as a button, 6 o'clock. Still in work mode. No, my luck, I'll probably get into a real shit habit a day before I have to go back to work. And it'll be a stinker going back. But no, I was bright as a button. Walk the dogs. Clean the house. I've done pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. But you're broke up now, aren't you? So I've got one shift left. Then I'm off for 3. And then I'm back again boxing night. So... yeah, no one wants to hear about our Christmas build up to work. They're here for one reason and one reason only. They're here for Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury, Part 2 in Riyadh last night, the main event. It's the only place to start. So, you know me, guys, with notes. I'm normally looking down all the time. I barely got anything, so I've got to do it from memory. And it's fresh in my memory. It was 12 hours ago. We've got 24. We've had now 24 rounds of World Championship boxing. The first fight was obviously for undisputed. This was for the unified belts. The belts didn't really mean too much to me this time, Dave. We'd seen the first one. History had been made after 25 years. We got the first undisputed fight. This was about more Usyk cementing the legacy, if you like, even though it was already written into folklore. You know what he'd done at cruiserweight, what he'd done in the Olympic Games, what he's done at heavyweight in such a short time. This was basically cementing it, and it was also about Tyson Fury. How would he come back after that first loss of his career? He's had setbacks in the past with his weight and his problems. He's had that draw with Deontay Wilder, which he cracked on in the second fight and put that wrong to right, if you like. So this was his first proper loss as a pro. How would he come back for it? Would he avenge it? Sound bites were good going into the week. We spoke about this. He looked focused until he had that mad moment on the face-off. He was coming out with things where they're calling him a little rabbit, and he's this, that, and the other. He's the only one. He's the main champion. It's always been about him. So it's kind of affected him mentally, if you like. He let all that out. We spoke about that the other day, and obviously Usyk's cool as a cucumber, mate. Fantastic ring walks on both guys last night. Both of them looked razor sharp, razor focused, straight in there. Tyson Fury, Dave, walking into the ring. Obviously, we've seen the weigh-in. He weighed nearly 4 stone more than Oleksandr Usyk. Now in heavyweight terms, that's huge. We know how big Fury is anyway. He's a big monster, isn't he? He's 6'9", whatever he is. 20 odd stone. He's got the reach advantage, the height advantage. He's got all the sort of advantages for him. But I know he's wearing leather coats and that Usyk was wearing chains. So really the weight isn't accurate. But there's about 4 stone difference between the two guys. And he looked 20 stone when he got in the ring, Dave. With his shorts like Simon Cowell up to his tits. To say he looked out of shape is true, but he didn't act out of shape when he was in the ring. So obviously this is going to be, we'll try and do this for about half an hour today. Just get into the basics of the fight and recap what we saw. So before I let you come in, mate, you say your piece. So they were both in the ring. Fury looked good. Usyk looked good. It was nip and tuck, I thought, for the first 6 rounds. Going into round 7, I had it 3 apiece, mate. So you say what you like. I'm jumping straight into round 7 because I had it close. I had 3 for Usyk, 3 for Fury. Then round 7, I kind of saw things change, if you like. So, but I did find it a lot easier to score this time than I did the first fight. But go on, brother, have your say.
Right, we'll go back to the start then. I didn't like the weight. I thought the lumping on weight was unnecessary, coming from the fact that he was already 20 pounds heavier. So the fact that he had all the attributes to do what he wanted to do, which was to try and overbear him and lean on him and use his weight to sap energy. He already had that. I felt that he needed to obviously be the heavier man, but not to bulk up like that, because what he needed was to be able to do the rounds well, to be able, because he was always going to have to overwork them more than what he ever had to do. So for me, him lumping on weight wasn't correct. I could see what they were trying to do, but he already had the weight advantage. So I don't see why he needed to put on another extra 20 odd pounds. I thought he looked awful coming into it. And I thought I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. There was talk of him not speaking to his wife for 3 months, being away, and I thought, if you're going away for a camp for 3-4 months, whatever it was, you tend to come into shape if that's all you're fully focused on. For me, aesthetically, he looked awful, and I didn't like that tactic. Now, going into the fight, we knew he had to start fast. That was always going to be the plan, because at the back end of the fight, is the championship rounds, is where Usyk can go up a gear and tends to take over. And for me, that's more or less what happened. It was I'm with you. I thought the first 6 rounds were close. I had it. I'm with you. I had it 3-3 at 6.
Yeah, I did.
I get a lot of people, and I've seen it. I gave Fury the first round. I thought Fury started the first round very well, but the judges didn't do that. And I've seen a lot of other people's scorecards that didn't do it. And I found that a little bit odd. I thought the eye-catching shots from Fury was the first round were his.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot to take out of it, was there? But
No.
there was enough data in the first round to not give it a 10-10. I agree.
Yeah.
I threw him in the first round. I thought he threw out a couple more jabs more than Usyk. Usyk was downloading for a little bit. Obviously, you've got to judge it in those 3 minutes, so those 12 separate fights. But those first 3 minutes, I agree. I thought Fury done a little bit more. But what the judges looking for? Obviously, the judges at the end scored it exactly the same. So clearly, for a change, Dave, I saw your message on WhatsApp earlier, because I didn't get involved in the talking of the fight with you and some of the guys on WhatsApp, because I had to come off my stream and go back on it. And you made which we'll get onto. You said that it looked a bit iffy, but they all seem to be singing off the same hymn sheet, so they're all looking at the same thing, which I thought was quite good.
Yeah, no, we'll get onto the judges, because there's 2 ways of looking at it, and we'll go through that. Yeah. But going up to round 4, I had Fury 3-1 up, but then I did see that Usyk start to claw it back. See, I'm with you, 6-6. Now, the turning point in the fight was always going to be the second half of the fight. There was never a chance, especially with the weight that had been put on by Fury, that he would be able to carry on that pace and push Usyk back in the championship rounds. I was sitting with Alfie watching this. I was saying this to him. It was always going to be, for me, Fury's and Usyk's coming on strong late on. And even as like Sugar Hill was saying, do not let this motherfucker push you back. You got to keep trying. But that's an energy thing, and that's why I feel that the weight was a factor. I'm not saying he had to strip down and boil down to be, it was never going to happen that way. He was always going to be the bigger man, the heavier man. But lumping on weight, for me, that wasn't the right tactic for being able to do the rounds. But and then the second half of the fight is where it's the difference in this contest for me. You started to see Usyk land clean and effective work, was what you would use, and he did. Tyson Fury was throwing out the jab, but he wasn't landing. Now, that's the difference in the fight. Now, we spoke about this before, where you can get bamboozled by people just throwing shots, but I can't really, to be honest, count on one hand how many times Tyson Fury landed clean. If you're gonna watch the fight over as a whole, it's just clean shots landed. Usyk landed the cleaner shots. He rocked Tyson Fury's head back a few times. He had to lunge in and whatnot, and had to lean in, but he would do it against a bigger man. But I thought that, yes, Tyson Fury, he did try and like sort of measure him with a jab and keep him at distance, but he wasn't landing anything with that, and that for me was the difference in the fight. I had it close in the first half, but the second half of the fight is where Usyk took over for me and won the fight.
Do you know what I said there? Just going into the fight, I said I found it very easy to score this time compared to last time. I've got to admit, I thought the first fight was more entertaining, as a more edge of your seats kind of viewing pleasure, because of what happened in round 9, nearly getting him out. But I mentioned that about Fury's weight, mate, and I thought he'd done the rounds really well. I was quite surprised, being how big he was. He didn't seem to really be gassed at any stage. He didn't seem to have a sweat on. He didn't really seem to panic. But what he did do, you mentioned Sugar Hill there. Sugar Hill was fantastic in the corner. He was seeing. I'm not complaining. I'm not. I'm just seeing it how I saw it. I'm not claiming to be any sort of boxing god or knowledgeable about boxing. But what he was saying in the corner is basically what I was thinking. As I was watching it. Those middle rounds, Usyk to me didn't really get out of second gear. He stayed in second gear. But Sugar Hill was saying to Fury in the corner, look, you've got to start moving because the work rate, even though he didn't look gassed, mate, he just started to slow down.
Yeah, he did.
You know, that the output stopped. While the output stopped, Usyk is, he's a moving target. He doesn't stop moving. And as he keeps moving, as you rightly said, he's throwing out. He's landing body shots to the chest.
Yeah.
They were clean. Were they effective? Not really. It didn't hurt him, but they're clean and they're scoring shots. And Sugar Hill was saying, look, you can't, you've got to start putting pressure on him now. You've given him that round. I'm thinking, yeah, that's exactly what he's done. He's giving rounds away when he doesn't really need to. And I changed my prediction on last week because I thought I had the Deontay Wilder 2 vibes. I thought it was going to go out there, straight to the middle of the ring, not even to the middle of the ring. I thought he was going to run out towards him and put the pressure on and try and take him out. That's exactly what I thought he would do. But again, Usyk comes out fast straight away. This centre of the ring's my motherfucker. Yeah. I am going to dictate the pace, not you. So again, the first 6 rounds was a bit like a game of chess. Fury for me, mate. I've got to sum up the whole fight because let's be honest, really, Fury had his moments, Usyk had his moments, but neither of them were really hurt or rocked this time.
No.
I thought the difference was compared to the first one, Dave. The quality of Fury's work was better than the first fight.
Yeah,
but there wasn't enough quantity.
No.
Usyk's always got the quality, but the quantity was more. Usyk's quantity won in that fight. And then back in the stretch, I think I gave, memory serves me right now, I gave Fury, I think I gave him 12. And I gave him, I'm sure I gave him 9, but I gave Usyk 10 and 11 down the stretch.
Yeah.
I gave Fury the last one. So I scored it 115 to 113, 7 and 5.
Yeah.
7-5. When the scores came in, 116, 112, I was thinking, right, surely this has got to be for Usyk because I can't justify 8 rounds. And obviously, in my opinion, the right decision came in. Yeah. But as I said, it was a good fight. I thought the first one was better. Yeah. But it was the work rate of Usyk that the quantity. I'm going to use the word quantity today because that's what I thought. The quantity of his work just did more than Fury. And then you've got Frank Warren walking around with a scorecard, whatever. Shut the fuck up. It was just Usyk's skill set, the craftsmanship, the IQ.
Yeah.
Tyson had, mate. I can keep saying the same thing over and over again, but I just to nail it down there. I just think quality over quantity, and Usyk had both.
Well, you're exactly right, and I scored it exactly the same. I was 115, 113. And I thought as this fight was going on, this is going to be a draw here. I was saying to her, this is destined for a draw. Then we're going to have the third fight. Was you
not disappointed? I was disappointed that Fury didn't more or less do what he said he was going to do because I convinced myself he was going to do what he done to Wilder. Yes, before people start saying, Usyk's not Wilder. Yes, we know that. Yeah. We know it's not Wilder. We know he's walking straight lines. But that's the vibe I had. But there again, Wilder didn't meet him in the centre of the ring, really, did he?
No.
Usyk done that. This is my space, motherfucker. I'm dictating the pace. So,
yeah. Yeah, and listen, he probably wanted to do, and he bulked up to do that, be the Wilder 2 version, but you just can't do it against Oleksandr Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk, like you said, the moving target. He catches you on the way in. He throws shots that you just don't see. And I tell you what, one was underrated, and I tell you the comms were very, very biased, by the way.
You had TNT on, didn't you?
I had TNT. It's the bodywork. The bodywork from Usyk never got mentioned.
Yeah,
it never got mentioned. So there was a lot of shots there. We don't call them sneaky shots, but little ones there that people don't see. So there was a lot of that going on. Listen, I do want to say as well. Listen, Fury lost, and the right winner won. But for me, it was a good performance from Fury. It just happened to be he was up against Alex. It was a great performance. Yeah. And for me, that fight there has cemented number 1 and number 2 in the heavyweight division for me. That Fury for me, based on even though he's come off a defeat, Fury based on that performance beats everyone else. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
I'm convinced. Yes, he's going to be disappointed. And the thing is with Fury, and you've seen the stuff after, is that he thinks he won by 3 rounds, so he's not going to accept this as a defeat.
He's going to say that.
So you know what's going to happen now is that he go, yes, it's on my record, but that didn't happen. I won by 3 rounds. So mentally, he hasn't lost. So it's not as if he's been crushed and he's been knocked out. And you have to wake up in the morning and accept that. In his mind, he didn't lose, and I'm pretty sure he feels like that about the first one. So he'll just brush that off. Whenever there's any speak about, no, the judges screwed me on that. He got a Christmas gift.
Yeah, he said, we can say all that thing. He can, everyone can come out and say that, can't they? They don't believe they've been beaten. But have a look at the record books. That's factually have a look at what happened.
Oh, yeah, it can't be denied. But mentally, if you mentally think you've been screwed, you can convince yourself you didn't lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the record books and the records will tell you have. But like going on in the future, he'd go into another fight saying I'm undefeated. No, like believe in it, because he feels like he doesn't feel like he lost that fight. Now, don't get me wrong, it was close. It was close. Like, and you were right there. And again, I know I keep going on about weight, but a man of that weight can't have an output that you need to beat Usyk. I'm sorry, you can't. And even if he was at a natural weight, he probably still wouldn't have that. It's just it's physics, but. I don't like that. I didn't like the weight thing. I thought that putting it on was unnecessary, but I didn't want to take it anyway from Usyk either because he was brilliant. And we see,
you know exactly what you get from Usyk though. That's the thing. We didn't know what we was getting from Tyson.
I know we can't really understand his corner. I'll speak about Sugar Hill in a second. I know we can't really understand Usyk's corner, but there never seems to be any sort of panic. There never seems to be any sort of right. You've got to go out there this round and do this. It's just rinse and repeat.
I didn't see the cross being kissed this time.
No,
there's no panic, was there?
No, exactly that. And again, you mentioned Sugar Hill there. I thought Sugar Hill's words and encouragement and everything that he said between the rounds was perfect. Don't let this motherfucker push you back. You the one that and all that. And there is no tomorrow. And I use that at work. I love all that because it's from Rocky. And funnily enough, the Rocky soon was playing when he said it.
Yeah, mate. He wasn't sort of implementing the Kronk style that Sugar Hill was telling him to, was he? Really?
No.
He wasn't pushing him back as much as he should. It's weird, Dave, because the first fight, and we obviously make comparisons to the first fight. But in the first fight, the middle rounds were Fury's.
Yeah.
This fight, he just, as I say, he didn't look gassed, but he just slowed down. The output slowed down, as you rightly said there. When he was throwing the lazy jab and things like that, I like the judges because one of the judges, I think Steve Weisfeld was changed for Martinez. 3 of these judges apparently are world-class judges. They were recommended. They got the best judges for the fight. And I'm glad they didn't get influenced by the crowd as well, because when Fury had a lot of support in there. So if you flicked out the odd jab and usually rightly said someone hitting the gloves, you go, "Hey!" And that influences some people. Some judges get influenced by the crowd. So if you're cheering and shouting for that, you're thinking, hang on, he's thrown a jab or he's thrown a lazy hook, but he's hit the gloves. That's not a scoring shot. And Usyk was obviously would counter with that and land a body shot, as you rightly said, wasn't getting sort of talked about on TNT Sports. But that's a scoring shot. That's a clean work. The quality and the quantity is coming out from Usyk, but he's getting ignored. So I thought it was from the judges, mate. I thought they were spot on. I didn't have 8 rounds. Can I see 8 rounds, even with my bias? Not so sure. I thought 7, not even 7 clear rounds. Do you know what it was, Dave, as well? Because it was quality over quantity, and I keep using that. Fury had success in every round, but they were in spurts. Yeah. The success was in spurts, whereas Usyk is constant. He is constantly on the move. He's constantly throwing. He's constantly make you miss. He's constantly make you work. That is the difference. Those 3 minutes, those individual 12 rounds, 12 fights. Does Fury do enough in 1 3-minute round? Oh, he won the back end of it, the last 20 seconds, but does he do enough for the first 2 minutes, 40 seconds? No, he doesn't. So, yeah, mate.
And the thing is as well, because of what happened in the first fight where he got clobbered in round 9, he couldn't afford to overcommit and get caught. So he wasn't say he was cagey, but he was always, just leaning off the jab, leaning off and then throwing a single shot, trying to step back out. But that shot that he was throwing wasn't landing. Whereas when Usyk was doing the same thing, his was eye-catching. And it was fraction. We called it was fractions in rounds that swung it. I wouldn't say swung it, but that would win Usyk the round. And you got it right there. It's a difference in quality. Now, again, you're right. Fury, he did lose the output. I thought he started very well, but that was always going to be the case. But his output did slow. Whereas Usyk was consistent through all the rounds. So it was fine margins for me. That's what made this fight close. It was fine margins. And listen, Fury can come away from this with his head held high. for me from the performance alone, because he's given in the 24 rounds he's had with Usyk, he's given Usyk the best fight he's had. I think. Now I know there's an argument for Chisora gave him a bit of nightmares, yes, but you know, when it comes down to when you can mention their quality, the two fights with Fury are probably the best in the heavyweight division anyway. You know, we could go down the Bradis sort of things in cruiserweights and stuff.
That was his toughest fight for me. I've got to admit.
Yeah, but I mean heavyweight.
That was a fag. I've heard Frank Warren all week saying it was a fag paper, but in between them the last time. No, it wasn't. Have a look at Bradis Usyk. That was a fucking fag paper. But yeah, sorry, mate.
But also as well, we're talking about they're talking about the two fights here. I felt that on judges' scorecards, I felt this fight was closer than the first one. Yeah, the first one was a split decision.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And that's where my thing with the judges. Now, what I said about the judges, and I said, correct anyone that listens to that and wants to try and correct me if I'm wrong. It's very, very rare that you get all three judges in a fight that's so-called close, calling it all the same. And that was what I was saying. I know I was saying iffy. I don't mean that the scores were iffy, because what I said was 115, 113. It's only a round difference. Like I had in the Beterbiev fight when I called Beterbiev for the same thing. So it's only a round difference in what I'm saying to what the judges are. So it's, I'm not calling a scandal, but it's very, very rare in a fight of this magnitude where all judges get it the same, or any type of fight, especially when we talk about judges all the time. But on the flip side of that, now I'm going to do a Miller here and flip it. It's exactly what we've been calling for. Because if the judges are all scoring it the same, it means they're all seeing it the same, which is what we were talking about, universal scorecard. So it's a catch-22 for me. Yes, it's rare, but if it's the way forward, then correct, because we're expecting the judges to see it the same. So you don't get none of these wild scorecards that you get. So yeah, I'm like proving a point to make a point, and I'm taking and I'm giving. Do you know what I mean? When what I'm trying to say here, but it is rare. I mean, can you remember off the top of your head the last time that you watched a fight where all judges scored it exactly the same? I can't.
Not as high level as this. No, you are right, and that's what I said earlier, just there about these judges that are brought in. They were supposed to have great reputations. They don't make too many mistakes. I know they're only human; they make mistakes. But yeah, it's nice that they're all looking for the same thing. And just on that, we had the AI bot crap that was in there. I don't know who programmed that, but they weren't programmed the same way those three judges were, because the bot had it 118 to 112 with two 10-10s in there.
Yeah.
Cut that thing off. We've got that in football. We've got that in VAR. That was brought in to eradicate human error, and it's made it worse. Forget that, Turkey. No one's interested in that. Well, this is the blueprint here. The 116, 112. They're all looking for the same thing. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do.
The only thing I will say is that which would have been impossible anyway, but they didn't have all the same rounds for Fury. The score was the same, but they scored Fury different 10 rounds.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 10-9 rounds, which
I think we all have, to be fair. I think we all
we have. I know there's nothing against it, but
it's in the moment as well, isn't it? You're looking in the moment. You can't go back and rewatch that round while the next round's ready. So I get what you're saying. Different 10-9s for different rounds.
And it was also did you see how it was announced as well? I thought it was announced weird.
As in, go on.
When they announced the winner, it was almost like all three judges 116, 112, and the Usyk. It was very much as quickly as that, and I was thinking, fucking hell, like. There was no sort of build up to it or anything.
No.
I found it a bit
Buffer's
strange.
getting old, isn't he? Buffer's getting old. As long as there's no good mistakes.
Like usually they'll go and he'll long it off for a little bit. And
like a build up.
It's almost he got given to him. Went, right, 116, 112, all three judges, and it's done. And I was like, what? Because I mean, I suppose it would have gone on longer if they went, well, so and so had it 115, 113. What other judge? I suppose it would have longed it off that way, but he didn't even do that. He just announced all three judges, and it just was done and over with.
Yeah.
Let's talk about.
Do you reckon Turkey looked happy?
I don't know. Like I say, he's a strange one for me.
Yeah.
I can't work him out because he was all pro Fury leading up to it, and then as soon as it was used, he was right on him and belts round him. And I thought, I know he's got to do that.
Mate, but you look at some of the photos since during the night. He don't look happy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got nothing bad to say about Turkey. I love him to death about Turkey. We don't get this sort of thing. But you're right. We message each other in the week. And I said he's very pro Fury. Now, is he supposed to be neutral? I don't know. It's his show. He can do what the fuck he likes.
Yeah.
If he's being honest, fair play to him. But it was all over Usyk, congratulating him for his win. But I don't know, mate. I don't know. Whether he wanted a trilogy, there was kept talking about trilogies all week.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But let's talk about in the ring after. So I thought it was a bit like Daniel Dubois is a funny guy.
Yeah.
But I found that very cringy.
I found that. I'm glad you brought that up. I nearly forgot about that. I found it very disrespectful. Yeah. I don't know what prick told Daniel Dubois to get in there and say that to Usyk, because that's twice now. Remember, this guy, Oleksandr Usyk's a road warrior, doesn't live in Ukraine. He's had to ship out of Ukraine, live all over the world because of what's happening in his country. Now, we saw when he had to fight in Saudi Arabia against Anthony Joshua, when that war had just started, Usyk was just off the front line with an AK-47 in his hand, took the mic and had a little breakdown. Disrespectful in front of Usyk, took the flag, threw the belts out the ring, done all that. Yes, he's apologised since, fair enough. Someone's told Daniel Dubois to go in there. Usyk's got a massive entourage. They're still at war. That's their moment. Let them celebrate. First, you've got Adi Oladipo shoving a mic under his mouth. And then you've got Daniel Dubois. For one, Dave, it's not the time and the place. For two, if you're going to call out Usyk, do it properly. Yeah. He can't even get his words out. Usyk, robbed me. Fuck that. Come on, fuck up. And by the way, I love you to death. Everyone's fallen in love with Daniel Dubois because he's come out of his shell. He's looked $1 million. He's the world champion. All that goes with that. Forget calling Usyk out. You've got a certain New Zealand Kiwi that's in the same arena as you to deal with on February the 22nd. You ain't passed him yet, motherfucker. Deal with Parker first and then start talking Usyk. I just thought it was a little disrespectful. And then you've got Frank Warren behind him walking around with a scorecard trying to justify that Oleksandr Usyk hasn't won 8 rounds.
No.
I mean, come on. Not only that
as
what's
well.
going on in this country.
Not only that, for the British as well, it doesn't paint a good picture for us. Daniel Dubois goes and does that. Fury just gets out of the ring and Fury tell you what you want about Anthony Joshua and that, and he's made that stupid speech and all that sort of stuff. He still congratulated him at that time. Yes, he was stupid in the things that he done, threw the belts out and flags and went all roadman and stuff. But he still congratulated Usyk. Fury just got out of the ring. As soon as Daniel Dubois got in, Fury got out. Now I think we know what Fury's like. He's very up and down. He's bipolar and all that sort of stuff. But he should have just got the mic, regardless. There's that class, and that's the big difference between Usyk as well. Usyk's just a class act from start to finish in everything that he does.
In and out the ring.
Yep. You know what I mean? And yes. Listen, Tyson Fury, whether we thought we win or not, it can be. If he wants to feel hard done by, that's fine. But just grab the mic and go, listen, I thought I won the fight, but congratulations to your team. Have a lovely Christmas to your family. Do all that sort of stuff. Then walk out and be upset. And I think that there's a few things that let the British down. Daniel Dubois being one, that being another one. And then probably a hat trick with Frank Warren walking around with a big fucking card. But it was a bad night for the Brits. But let's not take away the fight. And then I've gone on and watched the panel and that after. Now everyone had Fury winning, by the way, except for Cole Frampton had a draw. But Steve Bunce is calling for the trilogy. He's saying it's close enough to have it as a trilogy, but not for me.
How does that work?
We spoke about in the last episode. It's geared up for AJ Fury. They both lost to him twice. And then go down that route.
Yeah, it's the Usyk loser fight, isn't it? That's right. That's what's going to go on to next. What next for each guy? I mean, Daniel Dubois made that call out. Usyk's got no intention, by the looks of it now, to pack up. He'll be 38 in January. Has he got 2 years left? Will he fight the winner of Parker and Dubois, and then obviously be 2-time undisputed at heavyweight, but no one's ever done? And he's talking about going to cruiserweight to be 2-time the undisputed down at cruiserweight. I can see him doing it. I can see him doing it, man.
Yeah, say what you want about David Haye, whether you like him or not. David Haye made a good point. Now, they were all calling for him to retire. I forgot to say that to you as well. Listen, he's completed boxing. They said, we don't call for that on here, but we'll talk about what they were saying on TNT. So David Haye, Carl Frampton, and Steve Bunce, all calling for retire. And David Haye made a good point. And he said, listen, what we don't want, he's a generational talent. He's a generational great. And we said, we've seen this in the past before. What we don't want is that Father Time catches up with him and he loses to someone that shouldn't even lace his boots. Roy
Jones Jr.
That sort of thing. And they've all gone and done it. And he said, that's what I don't want for him. He said he's made a bucket load of money. He's got businesses and stuff like that. He's gone to the sunset with that record and just walk away and just be one of the greatest of all time. He said, but if he said that's what all I worry for is he goes on too long and loses to someone that should never even be in the ring with him. And you know, and that's another fair point as well. We've seen it so many times before. But again, selfishly, I don't want him to, because I'd want to watch all of his fights. I want to see him go on. You know, so it's a difficult one.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, mate. I think I said it before. Deontay Wilder, Fury, and AJ, Eddie Hearn, Al Heyman, Bob Arum, Frank Warren. Fucking learn from this, because you had a nice little round robin there 3 or 4 years ago when all of those dudes that were knocking each other out were the champions of the world, because all could have fought each other. This little Ukrainian dude was in the cruiserweight doing different things. There was no focus on the heavyweight division. Egos, A sides, B sides, purse splits, promoters, managers, all fucking about. And this little guy's come up now and he's completed the game.
Yeah.
Fury's been beat twice. AJ's been beat twice of him. Deontay Wilder can't throw a right hand anymore. He shouldn't even probably be in the top 10. And Daniel Dubois lost him, who's the current champion now. Learn from this. Next time, this new generation that's coming up, Dave, we don't know how long Turkey's going to be here for. When you've got the best versus the best, stop fucking about and put the fight on, because we've missed out. We've missed out on Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. We've missed out on. We may still get.
But it's not a prime.
We're not getting the best versions anymore.
No.
You're getting the second best versions, the washed versions, which will be a great fight. But you look back and you say, "What if?"
Yeah.
What if? So yeah, mate. Is that cemented now? Is he the best heavyweight of our generation? What else has he got to do? Usyk. He's in folklore. He's cemented in the best cruiserweight of the era, best heavyweight of the era now, Dave. Is he one of the top fighters ever? I didn't say number one. I said he's in the conversation now. Been one of the best pound. I mean, you can't. It's hard to compare eras. You have to go back for years when you had people like Sugar Ray Robinson who had 200 fights. There's so much that goes into it, but just from me and you talking, he's definitely in the conversation for top pound for pound. I am tired, guys. Fighter ever. Generational wise, this era past Klitschko is surely he's the greatest heavyweight since Lewis, Klitschko, and now Usyk.
Yeah, definitely, mate. He's definitely in the conversation. There'll be people that argue, you know, to the back teeth that he's not, and it's sort of people he's been in with. But no, for me, he is. Like I say, you got Evander Holyfield that done something similar. Started the cruiserweight, done moved up to heavyweight, done the same, you know. But so yeah, he's in the conversation for sure. And like I say, he's been fantastic. Like I say, he's not just in boxing, just as a person, as an ambassador to the sport. And yeah, listen, whatever he does next will be fantastic. And he's taken out he's clocked it. He's taken out the whole heavyweight division, and he's done it with relative ease for me.
So quick. For how long he's around, guys? Just enjoy him now. Just enjoy what's left of Usyk. Seeing greatness right in front of your red eyes. Who is that? Is that your dog snoring?
Can you hear it? Can you? See, look.
That's amazing.
Look, there's one laying on me there. Look. You see him?
I can see him. I can fucking hear him.
They're both on me, like fucking hell.
At least someone's getting some sleep. Hey, we'll just quickly go over the undercard for what it's worth. We're speaking heavyweights. We're talking about generational greats in Usyk. How long has he got left? We do not know. But last night we saw somebody that's nailed on to be not just a world champion, but it's only a matter of time before he picks up all those belts, which will get scattered eventually. Your pick, your prospect for 2024, Moses Atuma. I'll let you wax lyrical about what he done last night, but I'm going straight in here now, and I'll keep campaigning for this. He said from the start he wanted to be the quickest ever world champion. He wanted to beat Mike Tyson's record of, I think it was 20 years old and 4 months. Atuma is 19. Here's what we do: we go Pulev, we get the regular belt, and then we push for a mandatory, or we push for the vacant belt when Usyk scatters them. We don't like David Adelaide. We don't go down the English title route. We don't want that. We don't want title eliminators. We go Pulev, and we go and get that WBA belt. That kid, Dave. That your it's everybody's boy. But you said at the beginning of the year in our review, he's the one to watch for this year. And Jesus Christ, he's frightening. He is one frightening motherfucker.
Do you know what? Listen, I don't like to blow my own trumpet, but we'll talk about it in our yearly review. But my two prospects, one of Moses Atuma, we've just seen, and one of the other one's Caroline Dubois, who's now world champion. Yeah. So I ain't done bad in calling my.
No, you haven't. No, she's an email champ, by the way, but she's still a champion.
Yeah, I knew you was going to dig that one out. But no, Moses Atuma, mate, seek and destroy. This kid is just, he's fast, he's big, he's strong, and do you know what? For me, he's not even bulked out into his man strength yet. It's frightening what he can become. And I say Dempsey McKean. Oh my God, he just got absolutely wiped out in one round. Now this man went to 12 with Hrgovic not that long ago. Yes, he got stopped in the 12th, but he's just so explosive, mate. He's just so far. Then that knockout. The first one was on the top of the head, bit of a glancing one. Fair enough. The second one was a sort of a slip under and just over the top, wallop, complete on the chin. And literally absolutely wiped him out. He tried to get up and he went face planting back down again. His corner have jumped in to try and help. He was absolutely taken out. And you even see him looking at on the big screen from the corner, going with a shot that he's for. Oh man, he's got a lot. He has got the absolute lot. And we know what the beauty of it is. We're going to get to do this, what we do now, at the start of his journey. And we're going to be and we'll be doing this all the way to when he comes great. We'll have all these things that we've spoken about, waxing lyrical about. I'm just so excited to see what he does next. But like I say, he has absolutely destroyed Dempsey McKean, who was meant to give him rounds in one fucking round.
It took him, I reckon it took Moses Atuma about 30 seconds to work to download data. Feet, how he gets his feet in and out of range is so at such a young age.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I said that to you on Thursday about Dempsey McKean's style. He's still got that Muay Thai style. It comes in like that.
Yeah.
That's all right for leg kicks. When you kick across, you've got that sort of guard. But doing that in boxing, when you could go straight down the pipe and around, it's useless. When you've got someone that's a bigger puncher as Moses Atuma that throws, twice as quick as yourself. I mean, I said McKean looked nervous all week, which was quite evident going into the ring. He was, taking deep breaths and things like that. But this kid's special, man. This kid's special, and if he's going to do it the quick way, that's how I see him doing it. But yeah, exciting times, mate. Exciting times for Moses Atuma and for us as boxing fans.
He was fantastic, man.
Ishmael Davis, man, against Sergey Boyachuk.
Yeah,
I thought he started really well. He started the first round. He went southpaw. I think, okay, you've got your late minute replacement, so to speak. You're getting 2 good paydays. You're going to try and change your life. Go for it. This guy's just put Virgil Ortiz Jr. down twice.
Yeah.
Like that. Close decision. He went southpaw, had some success. I gave him the first round. Thought, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Can he keep this up? Go on, Ishmael. Closing the distance on Boyachuk. Obviously, if he closes the distance, Boyachuk doesn't get as much power on his shots. Quite thinking. Sonny Ed was his manager and his trainer in the corner, giving all sorts of instructions. Then all of a sudden, Boyachuk kind of lands a short left hook, and he goes splat on the floor. Went okay, and then after then, Dave, it's like a barrage of suffocation. I'm going to call it suffocation, suffocated pressure.
Yeah,
the output, the feet, the cutting the ring off. He just knackered him.
Yeah,
he took so much punishment. I thought, honestly, it was only a matter of time before it was going to get stopped, but he'll learn so much from this. He's gone from fighting probably a decent British level fighter in Josh Kelly. To be fair, no one really knows Josh Kelly's level. Could have gotten out there late, started too slow, and he's jumped up so far up a killer in Boyachuk. He's got 25 knockouts and 26 fights.
Yeah,
levels of chalk and cheese, but he's gone in there. He's dared to be great. He's got weighed in. He's going to have a fantastic Christmas. He's got 2 defeats on there now, but he'll learn from it. Ishmael Davis will win a version of a world title at some stage, I reckon. But it was just far too early for him. Really too early. He said, didn't he, the other day? Don't want to be disrespectful. It's kind of silly matchmaking, and it was proved that the levels were chalk and cheese, mate.
I was super impressed with him for what he done. What he done whilst he was in the fight. Yeah, but even so, like he didn't shy away. He stood there in the pocket, traded, tried to push Boyachuk back as well, and made Boyachuk think about what he was doing. It was just the difference was the relentless pressure. And it started from round one. Really, he I'm with you. He won the first round. He got dropped in the second round from an overhand left hand. Dropped him. But I was impressed with some of the shots that he was firing back himself, Ishmael Davis. He was getting himself into range. He's sort of fighting fire with fire. But you could also see that Boychuk had more gears for me. He had more gears to go through should he needed them. And again, in the last round, just before he didn't come out, you could see the output was now starting to slow down with Ishmael Davis. He just couldn't keep the pace up. And that's what's frightening about Boychuk, because not only does Boychuk have that relentless pressure and the engine like a steam engine, he also has the quality with it as well. And that's the difference in the levels there. But I was impressed. I was impressed with this. Ishmael Davis come out of this with no shame, really, because he didn't roll over. He stood there in the pocket, fought fire with fire. It was just a difference in quality, and that's okay. But there was moments in that fight where he threw some really, really good shots, Ishmael Davis. He should be proud of his effort, really. And do you know what? Fair play to his corner. Yeah. His corner brought him out. They can live to fight another day. They could sort of see the writing was on the wall. It probably would have gone another round if that. But in that round 6 or round 5, whatever the round before, his output was then coming to next to nothing, and you could just see Boychuk starting to pile it on. So it was a correct thing to do. But up to that point, and up to the point where he ran out of steam, I thought he looked good. I thought he mixed it very well with Boychuk. To be fair, he had some good moments there, and so fair play to him.
Yeah. Do you want to apologise to Dave Allen, or shall I start?
I think we both need to.
I think the boxing community needs to apologise to him, to be fair. But saying that, tongue in cheek, what did we expect? We've seen him fight against Fraser Clark. He didn't really want to be there. He had a perforated eardrum. It was just a rubbish fight. He looked like he just got off the sofa. He'd been fighting in 4 rounds at leisure centres. I don't really know what's going on with Dave Allen. Johnny Fisher, as I've said it from the start, I wasn't really a massive fan. It's been a fun journey with him, but he's improving all the time. He's getting better. He's not rushing his work. He's setting his shots up beautifully. He was the favourite going into this, and so he should be. He hits hard. He looks good. He's on a journey. Fair fucks to him. And the first 4 rounds, Dave, I thought, here we go. Exactly what me and Dave said the other day on the podcast. Johnny Fisher using that jab, keeping him at range, bang, 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 bang. I was thinking, fucking hell, Dave Allen's taking some fucking shots here, but he ain't going to keep that up all night. And then we get to round 5, and then it was a fight of 2 halves. Johnny Fisher dropped. And to me, Dave, he doesn't recover for the rest of the fight. But what I'll say about Johnny Fisher, mate, he's got some fucking stones. Because from 5 to 10, he was walking around like he'd been pissed. He was on the piss all night.
Yeah.
Legs were gone. He didn't fully recover, but he was still in the fight. He was still throwing. It turned into a Weatherspoons fight outside. Yes, it was exciting to watch, but there was no skill level there. There was no generalship. There was no IQ. It was just a bit of a slobber knocker, fucking scrap. Nothing, nothing to say. Cool, he's done that well. He's thought about that shot. He set that trap up. It was exciting for what it was.
Yeah.
However, Johnny Fisher did not win that fight. Dave Allen has been shafted, not robbed, because, in my opinion, he won the first 4 rounds. You've got a 10-8 round there in round 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know you gave 10 to Fisher, and I gave 10 to Allen, but even if it's 5-5, you've got a 10-8 round in there.
That's what swung it. That's what swung it. I had Dave Allen up by 1 round, and it was a 10-8, which was the difference. I gave Fisher the 10th round. But, I'm with you. And do you know what as well? Jamie Moore. Do you see the way? Did you see it? Listen to his corner work to Dave Allen. It was like 10 individual fights. So
that's how it should be anyway, Dave.
Yeah, and they were giving him advice, right, this round you do this. This round, they knew that he wouldn't be able to keep up a certain amount of a pace for the whole fight. So they were doing little like sound bites, little bits and pieces per round to manage the fight, which was brilliant. But and he definitely was conserving energy for the second half of the fight. The plan was to take Fisher into deep waters, places he's never been before, and see how he sort of copes. And that was the turning point. The second half of the fight was all Dave Allen.
After the knockdown,
yeah, and that was a silly shot as well. That was sort of out of nowhere. It was sort of on the break, coming out the clinch, silly stuff, basic stuff. Keep your hands up when you're coming out of clinches, because the old little cheeky one. And like I said, I've never seen legs like Johnny Fisher's. He was walking around like his legs were like stilts.
Yeah.
But
From
he did
5
show
to 10, he was. Fair play from the staying on his feet, though, because he took some big shots off Dave Allen. Dave Allen, man, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because he's been working with Jamie Moore. He's supposed to he's been in shape. He's not in shape. He's fat. He's fatter than ever. He's got love handles now, Dave Allen.
Yeah.
There was times in that fight when he would throw that overhand right. It's so slow the way he throws it. Not Johnny Fisher. Johnny Fisher's like he's trying to keep his balance. It's like he's come out of the Wetherspoons, isn't he? He's had about 10 pints and he's pissed. And I'm thinking, capitalise on it. And Dave Allen's sort of shagged as well after 5 rounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dave Allen's chin as well. He took some punishment off Johnny Fisher those first 4 rounds. I don't know how he done it, because everyone else is getting in there with Johnny Fisher, regardless of their IQ, their level, their skill level, whether A, B, C, or whatever level. Their chin is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Their chin's how many times Tyson Fury been knocked down in this fight? Yes, he's got powers of recovery, but he's still been knocked down. You can't get fucking rid of him, and he must have been punching away, thinking, "What the? I've got Alan Babbage out of him in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm 4 rounds in. I can't do fuck all." But obviously, he was out punching himself, wasn't he? Then obviously, round 5's the turning point.
The thing is, what it's going to be the biggest learning curve so far in his career. There's so much that he can take out of this. One of them is loading up with every single shot when you're trying to pace yourself over 10 rounds. Yes, he's now learned a lesson that he's not going to take everyone out with one punch. So what happens when you've got someone who's a little bit stubborn? You break them down and stop them. You know, just he overloaded with every single shot and gassed. But it was a great fight. Dave Allen should feel hard done by. Rolled it back again.
Has to be.
Roll it back again. Do it.
You have to roll it back, because if Johnny Fisher moves on now, he's going to always have that asterisk over his name. You didn't beat Dave Allen.
Yeah.
But
then he needs to go in there this time and not go in there to knock Dave Allen out. No one's ever put Dave Allen down. Dave Allen's been stopped 3 times on his feet. So, and you hear all the sparring stories. He's like a dream for the top heavyweights. They all bring him in because he's so durable, and he's a hard night's work for anyone. Yes, he hasn't got a lot of output. You know, he is gassed 9 times out of 10, but he sticks with it. He's a hard night's work, regardless of what he throws. Yeah. You just can't take it. And what you do is you load up trying to take him out, and you gas yourself.
They know. They know. I think I saw a video earlier. Big John Bosch.
Yeah, I saw that.
He said to Dave Allen, "You won that." And I saw Sam Jones as well. Sam Jones's manager turned around and says, "We got away with one there." Yeah. He didn't win.
Do you know what? That's fair play to Big John for saying that. He says that's his son now. And he could quite easily get caught up with a hype and go, no. For him to actually turn around and say that's a little bit of honesty there. That's fair play to them for that. Fair play to them for that, because it's quite easy to go, my son, no, do a Josh Taylor and say it never happened, So it's fair play to him. And listen, it was there for a learning curve, and it's exactly what it is. And he'll go into this fight completely different next time around, Johnny Fisher, I'm sure. And instead of being, you don't have to always just fucking try and knock him out with every single punch. You're only going to knock yourself out, and that's what you'll take from that. Yeah,
I learned a lot from that, mate. A lot from that. Pete McGraw against Reese Edwards. That's a good fight.
Yeah, we said that was going to be a good one. Yeah. Reese Edwards has done himself no harm in that.
He looked good.
Yeah.
If he started a bit faster, he might have even nicked it. I thought he was really safe. Pete McGraw was loading up on his shots. He was sitting down on his punches. Reese Edwards was quite comfortable with what was coming back. And anyone that was hitting harder, it was Reese Edwards. Anyone you saw a couple of times, he'd hit Pete McGraw. And McGraw, you know the old sort of, I don't even know if it's a cliche, they sort of laugh and smile, say, that doesn't hurt me. And 9 times out of 10, every boxer says, he's felt that. That's fucking hurting. That's why he's laughing and giggling, because he fucking knows. Apart from that, McGraw is Peterchenko, they call him. You can see why they call him Peterchenko. Fast hands, fast feet, pivoting. He's a pleasure to watch on the eye. But it was a harder night's work than I thought it would be. And fair play to him. Pete McGraw didn't train for Reese Edwards, and Reese Edwards didn't train for Pete McGraw. Reese Edwards flew into Saudi on Friday. Literally, that's a day before. And it turned out to be one of the best fights of the night. Absolutely brilliant from both lads. Respect for both of them. The right man did win for me. I think I had McGraw by about 2 rounds. I wasn't scoring it properly there, but from what I was watching, mate, it done well. Again, if that fight does it need to be rolled back? Not really. But if they was to roll it back, deal me in. It's probably could have ended up better than the Dennis McCann fight, But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I really did. And fair fucks to Reese Edwards, man. He's a tough little dude. He really is, and he can box as well. He can fucking box.
Yeah, no, it was a really, really good fight. That was it. I would like to see that with a camp that they prepared for. If I'm Reese Edwards, I'm going to say that I'm gonna push for that and say, listen, let's run it back. Yeah, I know, and with a full camp and see how we get on. I would be going down that narrative, but it was a really, really good fight. He is a good fighter, Pete McGrath. I just don't know whether he's got enough power to earn respect. He's got all the skills in the world, that's my only issue is that he's not gonna. People are gonna come at him. Yes, he'd be able to pivot, move, do all that sort of stuff, but I just worry that he doesn't have enough pop in his hands to earn someone's respect. That's my only thing.
That was up at featherweight as well. Obviously,
Yeah.
he didn't have enough time to cut weight because of the late replacement and things like that. So he was up at featherweight. He did look big as a featherweight, but you're right, he didn't look like he had enough pop up 126, to have any effect. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But maybe that might be his kryptonite, if you like. He's got all the skills to pay the bills, but if you're not going to get, we could see the new version of Michael Conlan,
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Similar sort of fighters, really.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the fight.
It was a good fight, really good fight.
Lastly, do you want us to talk about? I'm going to call this Gum Shield Gate. What, mate? I'm not being funny. Isaac Lowe, he's a bit of a character. He gets stick on social media because he can't read and write. People laugh at him. He's good on the mic. He is funny and things like that. But as a pro boxer, surely by now, you must have spent or been sponsored by or given gum shields that fucking fit. I don't think he's spitting them out. They just kept falling out. 2 points were deducted from him because the gum shield fell out 6 times.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on? What's all that about?
Oh no, that was
not 6. Come on.
No, I know, but the whole thing was a little bit strange. Yes, he got docked 2 points for the gum shield flying out, but I think what was his name? His opponent, McGregor. Sorry. Yeah, I think he should have got done for holding. I thought that was a bit too much for him. There was a lot of that hugging and holding. I messaged you, said this is frustrating the shit out of me. I think McGregor won. I don't think there's any doubt in that. The quality in work was from McGregor.
One that doesn't carry the pop, Dave.
Nah.
Featherweight. He's come up from bantam. He doesn't carry the pop.
Yeah. There was a bit of needle there, which was good in the fight. They were taunting each other and stuff like that. It was a decent enough scrap, but a scrap was what it was. It was scrappy. The referee was getting involved and telling them, but there was too much holding for me from McGregor. I know what he was trying to do. Obviously, he was letting his shots go, then holding and frustrating Isaac Lowe. Isaac Lowe losing his head. But yeah, the gum shield, that was, I don't know where he got that from. He must have got that from Sports Direct and put that in like a bowl of hot water or something. And it just
his mouth. Come out 3 times. It was a blue one at first. It come out 3 times, and then he changed it for a white one. So when it came out the 4th time, I thought, oh, that's McGregor's. And that's fucking Isaac Lowe. He had a spare one. It still come out 3 times. Yeah. It was a frustrating watch, that fight. It really, really was. But the right man won for me. McGregor was the correct winner. Performance of the week. Performance of the weekend. Performance of last night, should I say? Because we normally do.
Moses fucking Tuma.
Yeah. For how long it lasted, Dave? You're probably right. I even though he lost, I was impressed with Reece Edwards. I really was. Coming in late notice, I thought he put up a really good fight, and obviously the main event with Usyk as well, close fight, but we gave our reasons: quantity over quality. There were some decent fights on there. It was a decent card, all in all. I like the way that the fights rolled one after another.
I agree.
That talking anymore, half an hour wasted waffle about the same thing over and over again. It was decent, mate. So I'm going to go to bed in a minute, but I have got the results for our last ever prediction league. Now, I was on a little bit of a roll. I did pull the points back to 14 points. I think I won the last 2 or 3.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
This was it. This was the last one. Could I get those 14 points back? There was 36 points up for grabs. Anybody listen Thursday, I think you know the result. Just to clarify, I was on 373. Dave was on 387. Usyk Fury. I changed my prediction in the week for a knockout. Dave stuck with points, so I had just the 1 point. Dave got 3. Atuma versus McKean. We both went KO. Not that quick. So 3 points there. I said 4. Dave said 7. Boyachuk Davis. Excuse me. We both went for Boyachuk for the KO. It's obviously an RTD. Dave went for round 5. I went for round 8. It was round 6 that he failed to come out. So take what you want out of that. 3 points each there. Nothing for Fisher against Allen, because we both poo-pooed Dave Allen. Peter McGraw against Edwards. We both went McGraw on points, so there's 3 points apiece there. Isaac Lowe versus McGregor. I went for KO with McGregor. Dave went for points for McGregor. So 1 for me and 3 for Dave. So the scores on the doors for the final prediction league of 2024. I had 11 points. David Boy scored 15, making him the winner by 18 points. I had 384. Dave, well done, son. Over the whole year, you've clocked up 402 points. For 2 years in a row, well, a year and a half in a row, you have won the trilogy. 2-0 to you. There won't be a third one. There'll be another quiz next year in a different kind of format, but fair fucks to you, mate. You've won fair and square.
Thank you, mate. They're going to call me now Dave Usyk, because, you know, I've beaten twice like he did for AJ and Fury. So that's my new nickname now, David Usyk.
I'm not going to walk off and sulk, and I'm not going to go downstairs and get my dad to get a scorecard and start convincing people. But no, mate, it's been fun.
Yeah,
it has been fun. Oh, and just quickly before we say our goodbyes and fuck off, non-boxing question of the week I asked last week. The question was, I was talking about Saudi football, wasn't I? How shit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I didn't enjoy the one I watched. Maybe I should go and win a few more. And I made a claim. The claim was that Queen's Park Rangers, who are currently bottom of the championship, would win the Saudi League. So I put the question out to the masses and see what they said. Do you want to know the result, Dave, or do you know the result?
No, I don't know it, no.
So, would QPR win the Saudi Pro League as it stands right now? 32% said no, but 68% of the masses said the Queen's Park Rangers will win the Saudi League. So we've got another non-boxing question of the week, rope-a-dope boxing fact, that QPR would win the Saudi Pro League. And that's a fact. How about that?
It's about time they won something. They could barely win a game.
I'm losing my voice. Right. So that's it. We've had a great year. We've had some good fights, some good knockouts, some good laughs, some good things to talk about, and which we will do in our review show in January. This is me done for boxing now until the first week in January. I think Joe Battaya is the first one we'll be previewing going into the new year. Plans for Christmas, mate? When I log out of this and upload it, this is me done now until January. What are your plans?
I'm at home, mate. I'm going to go around and see family on Christmas Day, but generally I'm just at home pottering about, mate, and going to relax. Got 2 weeks off. Yeah, walk the dogs in. I've got beers in, yes. So I will be getting levered a couple of nights.
Standard.
Yeah. What about yourself, mate? What are you doing?
Yeah, echoing what you were saying. So I'm done now. So tomorrow I've got a lot of shopping to do, a lot of wrapping to do. I've got bills to pay. I've got meals to go out for. And I'm not allowed to have any sort of boxing on in the house over the Christmas period. I've been told. She's getting fed up with it now. It's day in, day out. Yeah. I imagine I was going out on the piss every day. You know, I can understand that, but I'm just watching fucking boxing. But yes. Basically, same as you, mate. Just enjoy my time off. And have a few beers. It's a shame we haven't got a new on Christmas Eve now.
I know.
I was looking forward to that, but
we got Nakatani on New Year's Eve, don't we?
Is it Nakatani? No, I don't think it's Nakatani. It's,
there's someone on New Year's Eve. I'm sure there is.
Is it Takai? It's one of those Japanese.
Oh yeah, it could be Takai. Right? Yeah,
it's a something on New Year, so it's a brand new year. So I'll be up for that one. But yeah, I love you and leave you, brother. I'm going to go to bed. I'm guessing you've got some bits and bats to do. So I'll remember the podcast number now. That's the end of episode 91, ladies and gentlemen. That's the last one for 2024. I didn't say it at the start, but please like, share, and subscribe as you're watching on YouTube. Do it now. That's your Christmas present to us, and our Christmas present to you is just more constant content. We give it to you all year round. Thank you ever so much for the masses anyway, for listening all year round since you've been doing it. And also we've got some new viewers. Our video we put out yesterday or the other day, on Friday morning, should I say. We're up to 269 viewers just on YouTube. And that's only tagged with Jaime Munguia. So unless untold Mexicans are watching it, Dave, thank you.
We've liked
the actual preview show.
Yeah, and what people don't realise is that 220 views for one of our videos is like us going viral. So thanks very much for whoever's done that, because it helps. It really does, and it keeps us going, and we look forward to carrying on next year.
People are watching, and people are still listening. So thanks again, everybody. You know, Obviously, do your bits and bats on YouTube, again on the audio feed, your Spotify's, your Amazons, or wherever you get your content, your Apple Podcasts, you know where to go. 5-star review for Christmas present for us for Christmas. And we'll see you in the new year. And Davey boy, have a great one, mate.
Yeah.
It's been emotional. And we'll do this in the first week of January and do it all over again.
That's
New quiz league, if you like. We've got a new section that's going to be very beneficial to somebody at the end of the year. New fights, new year, Uncle Turkey, the 2 days. Let's go.
A Merry Christmas
Merry
and
Christmas.
a Happy New Year.
Peace out. Peace out, masses. Speak to you soon, Dave.
Take care, mate. Have a good one.